Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It was another rough day for the market. At one point, the Dow Jones was over 2,000 points down, finished the day more than 1,000 points down. After yesterday, it having its best day in 16 years. And it's like, okay, it had lost how many points? It got some back yesterday. Again, this is a game being played with the market, and the people who control the game are making a lot of money on the way up and the way down, and it's causing heart attacks for casual people who don't have a clue about what's really going on in this world. And again, that's what we're here for, to try and clue people in. I was telling people all year why Trump was going to do things that would take the economy down this year because they're making history repeat itself. Trump is the new Grover Cleveland, the only other split-term president, and in his first year of his second term, he made economic decisions that were seen as bad policy that caused major consequences for the American people. The exact same thing is going on by the numbers. Remember, in Gematria, in the most pure cipher, tariffs equals 34. Started with the 34% additional tariffs on China, which caused China to retaliate and put 34% additional tariffs on us. And that caused the market to begin to slide on the third day of the fourth month. These things are not an accident. They are ritual. For all of you guys who left comments yesterday about, oh, so much for what you said about the market going down, Zach. It's already on its way back up. A lot of you guys left comments like that yesterday. What comment did I leave to you? This will be going on for a while. It's not like it's over. And again, I mean, you really think about this. If people weren't so invested in their political parties, everybody would see this for what it is. Trump just looks like a total moron. The tariffs are on. The tariffs are off. The tariffs are on. The tariffs are off. A delay of this many days on the tariffs, a delay of this many days on the tariffs. It's now 104% tariff rate. It's now 125% tariff rate. It's now 145% tariff rate. If you guys missed it, those were the last two escalations on China, 125 and 145, and those numbers should stand out because everything they're doing is numerology. And if you're new here, check out the Gematria value of numerology. Numerology. When you run the alphabetic order forwards, 145. When you run it in reverse, 125. Another word that equals 125 is Jesuitism. And as we've been showing, Trump's Jesuit educated, as was Biden, as are a lot of the people in D.C. and high places. Again, if you're not up to speed on what I've been exposing about the tariffs, they've been perfectly coordinated with the Superior General and the Pope. This is all high ritual from the Jesuits. Jesuitism, 125. And you should look up the definition of Jesuitism from the 1800s. U.S. dictionaries had it as trickery and deception. Again, they're practices by the Jesuits, and that's what these people are, a bunch of tricksters. Also, they serve the Catholic Church. And again, there's 145 more chapters in the Catholic Old Testament. All of this is very Catholic. Again, Trump's latest tariff rate, 145% on China, the U.S.'s biggest trade partner, which means for all Chinese goods coming in, it's 145% tax really on the U.S. consumer and the U.S. business. Point blank, period. That's who ends up paying for these tariffs. Also, just about yesterday, with the U.S. markets having their best day in more than 16 years. Remember, the Jesuits have existed since the 16th century. And again, a lot of money can be made going down and up if you know which way things are going. And of course, the people at the top that are rigging the system, they do know that. So, again, if people weren't so invested in their political parties, which they have no business being, neither of these political parties represent us. They're both bought and paid for. They're two wings of the same bird. They're here to sell us out. Again, the very wealthy, the people who control the system, own these parties. And what they do with the parties is make it so people, and again, this is an exaggeration, they make it so people have to choose which one they hate less. That's pretty much what's going on in America. Talk to the average American, nobody's really that crazy about either political party, but they usually hate one a lot less than the other. And think about how bad that is. Think about how bad that is, really. And it's sad that anyone would ever go out and vote for either party, because they're both terrible. And plus, the whole thing's rigged anyway. All you're doing is validating lies by voting in it. But yeah, again, it became 104% tariffs. Roman Catholic Church 104. And Trump announced that on April 9th, which can be written 9/4, run it the other way. Roman Catholic Church 94. And remember, China, on the 94th day of the year, said they'd be implementing their tariffs on the U.S. on April 10th, which can be written 10/4. So it was a 94-104. And again, it's a reminder, the Jesuits have been in China since the 16th century. That's also the century they were created in. They've pretty much been in China and the Far East since their beginning. They've been there longer than the U.S. has existed. So that's also part of the joke of the markets having their best day in more than 16 years. And again, that was only capturing back a percentage of what was lost in the days prior. And again, half of the gains from yesterday were wiped out today. Like I said, best case scenario, this tariff game wraps up sooner than expected by after the 110th day there. I don't think that's the way it's going to play out. Tariffs in reverse is 110, but I don't think that's how it's going to go. Again, Trump has the latest round of tariffs on a 90-day pause. I'll throw one more thought out, though, where I think this is ultimately going. It's starting with 34% tariffs and tariffs equaling 34. The word free also equates to 34. And I think ultimately, after this order out of chaos agenda, where the tyrants at the top make a lot of money up and down with this roller coaster they're creating, I think they will come back to a free trade deal. And it'll be a greater world order cooperation, which is really all they're ever trying to do. Build that one world government, that new world order. But they always got to bring some chaos to get to where they want to take you. All right, Truth Seeker. We'll leave it there for now. For all you guys who come to conclusions way too fast, learn to listen more before speaking. Because a lot of you guys left those comments yesterday. You look like chumps today. Until next time.